What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. This week, we're going to talk about how to fix Jack Sparrow in Pirates of the Caribbean 6. Now, we've talked a lot about Jack, a lot about our basically displeasure with his character in Pirates 5. I'm pretty sure everybody's on the same page and on the same boat, no pun intended, with Jack in Pirates 5. And we have talked about, some of the things that needs to kind of be addressed with Pirates 6. So we're going to talk about that all in this video. Now, really quickly, I just want to promote our Discord server. We actually have an entire category in there talking about Pirates of the Caribbean. So any of you guys that have not yet joined, definitely, if you guys are interested, check it out. There's a community already there, talk about loads of things beyond Pirates of the Caribbean, but definitely another place to talk about pirates if you guys want to, okay? Going back into this video, Jack is obviously an amazing character, okay? It really is a thing where you have to be, I guess, on board with that first. And again, I think everybody's kind of on the same page with that. He was pretty much ruined in 5. Now, the thing that I had kind of realized when I rewatched, because I rewatched 5, I reviewed Pirates 5 again for its 3-year anniversary. That was the last Pirates video I did. If you guys want to check it out or didn't check it out yet, it's on the channel in the Pirates of the Caribbean playlist. I was struggling with because I know when the movie came out, we made videos saying whose fault is it? Was it Johnny Depp's? Was it the director's? Was it a mix? I don't want it to have been a mix, or I don't want it to have been Johnny Depp's fault, but at the same time, you have to imagine, really, in a lot of movies and a lot of games, a lot of TV shows, there is definitely a dialogue and a conversation between director, producer, whoever, writers, and the characters in terms of, they can maybe steer and say, hey, I don't know if my character would do something like that, or I don't think they would, or I think they would say it or do it like this versus that. And there's that kind of compromise that happens, and that kind of leads me to it has to fall on Johnny Depp as well. Okay, now not entirely on him, but I do think he shares some blame for Jack Sparrow's portrayal. I think, again, if they wanted him to act like that, he did a good job. He acted if his character was supposed to be written exactly like that and he just, blindly followed the script, I think he did a good job. But I feel like some of that rests on him to kind of debate and say, hey, Jack's a little smarter than this, or he doesn't act drunk all the time, or he does have a heart and he can say some pretty impactful things, and that just isn't in this movie, right? So when it goes to Pirates 6, that really, so why did I say all that? He needs to get that back. So again, that either needs to be the director, that needs to be the writer. Now, again, with Ted Elliott coming back, he knows Jack almost better than anybody, right? He wrote 1 through 3, and that helps. I think that really helps. So if Jack is written into Pirates 6, or if there's a script written with him in it, and Ted Elliott did it, you have to imagine you're getting the Jack of 1 through 3 back. And yes, he only is the writer, right? He's not, again, the director is going to kind of say, okay, well, here's how I envision this playing out, and this is what I want you to do. But again, he's going to at least base-wise be reading the words from Ted Elliott that, again, has written a lot of really, again, impactful and deep dialogue for Jack, especially, in my opinion, again, in Pirates 3, where we've said numerous times, I think the best Jack Sparrow is in Pirates 3. I think by a long, long mile. I actually think Pirates 4 was pretty darn good as well, and Johnny Depp did a fantastic job there too. So, it's not, I think, that difficult to do Jack Sparrow that well. I think it's actually pretty darn easy. You just need to go back to what you had in the original movies. But again, so when it comes to Pirates 6, I think Johnny Depp needs to speak up. I think he needs to be, he kind of needs to tap into what Jack, how he, I guess, approached that role and how he did so well in the past. He needs to bring that back to the table in Pirates 6. The rest kind of falls in line. The rest really is about, removing basically everything he did in Pirates 5. Again, a lot of the stuff we talked about in that review, you need to add sword fighting. I think you really need to have Jack Sparrow be doing something, okay? Not just running around, not just talking. He needs to, whether it's steering a ship, whether it's doing something with a ship in battle, whether it's sword fighting, whether it's something like that, he needs to do something like that. He needs to knock off, obviously, the being drunk thing, right? Now, he can't, yes, Jack's weird. Jack's, out there. That's what, that's part of the reason why we love him, but it's not the full reason. I truly do not believe, and I guess I can only speak for myself, that's absolutely not the only reason why I like Jack, right? I mean, the drunkenness, again, his weird personality, yes, It makes for some funny jokes, but in my opinion, like, comedy can stick, and comedy done well. Like, some scenes in movies are always going to be funny no matter how much you watch it. But I think, again, the more humanized Jack Sparrow, like, again, like his lines and his delivery in like different conversations and different moments in Pirates 3, those are always going to stick. One that I'll give you really quickly is when Will gets stabbed by Davy Jones. That reaction by Jack, I think, will always stand. I think, yeah, people don't like Pirates 3. I think, like, the general movie-going audience, obviously, like, critics tore it to shreds and all that stuff. And I get that it's not everybody's, not even Pirates fans. It's not all of our favorite Pirates movie. It's my favorite. It's my favorite Pirates movie. But I get that it's not for everybody. But I think what you can say is, like, his reaction to that, and some other scenes too, like, they are very, or even when, I guess, when he's talking, when they come to rescue him on Davy Jones' locker, right? There's some scenes that you can, like, it's very believable, and we never saw that Jack in Pirates 5. Never, not one time. I guess maybe the only one time is when he said Hector and threw Barbossa down the sword, and then when Barbossa was falling and we got to see Jack's face. That was one time, but that was just a facial expression. That wasn't dialogue, anything like that. Maybe the very end, the very, very end, like when he's talking about, sailing beyond his beloved horizon, like stuff like that. That was a little bit better, but that needs to be basically the entire movie. Again, can he be weird? Can he drink? Can he do different things? Yeah, absolutely. But at the same time, he needs to be at least a little bit relatable. He needs to have a heart. He needs to not stumble his way on, like, everything. And again, I guess if you were following, and these people have said this, and people have said this to, I guess, the defense of the directors of Pirates 5, is technically the more deep dive story is when Barbossa had Sansa curse her enemies, or his enemies, right? When he had that line when she said that I cursed your enemies, that was referring to Jack. Okay, and so that's why Jack was down on his luck for the longest time. If you follow that, then maybe, like, would their Pirates 6 have brought Jack, like, just back and he would have been perfectly fine again? Maybe was that the direction they were going with Pirates 5, was like, hey, like, some deep dive into the story is Barbossa basically has cursed you, and so that's why everything's gone wrong. You've gone, you're always drunk because you're just down on your luck continuously. And then Johnny Depp's like, okay, well, that makes sense. And then maybe they talked about Pirates 6 and said, all right, well, you're going to get, like, your swagger back there. If that was the case, then that is, I guess, a little bit better. But we don't know. We don't know if that conversation ever happened. Really, again, that's it. You don't need to have overly, I get it, because Johnny Depp's older, right? You don't need to have the most intense sword fights of all time. You don't need to have him in the action nonstop. Another thing, how to fix him, is not making him the central role. Now, I would say in Pirates 5, he's not. I actually would say that. The only movie in which he takes the starring role in is Pirates 4. Now, that is the worst Pirates movie, in my opinion, but actually, in my opinion, that is his second best performance as Jack. Again, in my opinion, I think the best version of Jack we've ever gotten is Pirates 3, and then I think the next one is actually 4. And I've always actually stood true to that, that while I don't like Pirates 4 at all, and I don't think it's a real Pirates movie, Johnny Depp does such an amazing job as Jack. That's what you need to get. And now, again, so I guess it is possible even, like, you have to debate, okay, do we want Jack in, like, every single scene? Do we want, like, a good movie? Like, what exactly do we want from Pirates 6? I mean, if we just want Jack back, you just needed to have him do it like basically every movie except for 5, right? And even that grants you, or gives you the ability, like, well, you could actually have him as the starring role, like he's in every scene, or you could not. Again, Pirates 5, there's a lot of scenes that he is just flat out not in, and that actually, those are... Again, like, those are the... I hate going against Johnny Depp and Jack so much, but, I mean, come on. The best scenes in Pirates 5 are not with him in it. Really, they're with Barbossa. Any scene Barbossa is in is the best scene in Pirates 5, in my opinion. Okay, any scene Barbossa is in. Now, again, his Barbossa's scenes with Jack are really good. His scenes with Karina are really good. But really, I think the movie, succeeds on Barbossa's shoulders, not on Jack. So... Again, you can have him in every scene because it has been proven that you can have a good Jack Sparrow in a bad movie, but you could have a good Jack if he's in every scene, like Pirates 4, or, again, Pirates 3, Pirates 2, Pirates 1, even Pirates 5. Jack is not in every scene. Jack is not the central point of the movie, and they work real, again, not Pirates 4, but Pirates 1 through 3 work extremely, extremely well. So it does depend on what they're going to do, and yeah, there is the debate of, well, if it's his last movie and they're trying to, sail him off in the the sunset. You're trying to have a proper goodbye. Do you overly put him in scenes? Do you put him too much? Like, is he really the central role, or do you scale back? And then if you scale back and he's not in it that much, well, is it going to be as impactful? You know what I mean? So there's a tough balance. I have no doubt in my mind. I mean, I get it. You have to strike that balance really with all these movies they've had to. And with 6, I think it's the most important movie to strike a balance with, because again, if you put him in every scene, you run the risk that you just damage the movie. But if you don't, well, it's a farewell to him pretty much. Pirates 6 would be a farewell to Jack. So does that kind of feel like you're scamming him? But again, depends on if they mess up his character again, then I actually don't want him in any scene. I actually would prefer don't even put him in it. But I mean, I guess realistically, put him in as little as humanly possible, right? So that matters too. How much of the real Jack are we getting back in Pirates 6? It's a very difficult decision. This is not an easy. It's not an easy thing. I know I said, like, I guess, again, making a good Jack Sparrow, I think, is a lot easier than it has been made out to be. But again, striking that balance, how much is he in it? Who's like the main role of it? Do you introduce that female, right? Do you do the Karen Gillan thing? Is that in this movie, right? That's a big part of it too, because if she's the main role, then that definitely can help take a lot of the weight off of Jack, right? In fact, I think that really would help Johnny Depp out a ton. So we'll definitely have to see how it goes over the next couple months, couple years, as we get more info of Pirates of the Caribbean. So guys, let me know in the comments below, what do you think? How do you think Pirates 6 should fix Jack? Or, what do you think needs fixing of Jack Sparrow going into Pirates 6? Let me know. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed to this YouTube channel, Podcast Now, and have the bell icon turned on so you know when all these videos go up. And as I've said, I'll continue making these Pirates videos every couple weeks. Obviously, if any news breaks Pirates related, I'll obviously cover that on the channel as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys check out that Discord server as well. And I hope to see you all on the next video.